Keshi Heads Radio.
This week, a Jordanian couple went to a local restaurant intending to have a romantic meal. It ended up being a memorable night, but for all the wrong reasons. The restaurant was overcrowded, it took forever for the food to be served. Oh, and the night ended in divorce. After the long wait for their food, the couple were starving, but just as her husband reached for his food, the wife stopped him. Why? Well, she hadn't finished filming it for her Snapchat story. This continued throughout the meal. Every time the food arrived at their table, the woman wouldn't allow it to be touched until she snapped it to share it with her friends. Getting more and more irritated, her husband eventually got up, shouted divorce at his wife, and stormed out. Well, I guess it was his turn to snap. I'm Kaylin, and this is Keshi Heads Top 10, where we reveal the 10 most popular tracks played on Keshi Heads Radio over the past 7 days. So let's start the countdown right now with this week's 10th place song, 10. Hello Venus with Mysterious. We began the show with Mysterious by Hello Venus, kicking off our first countdown of May. Mysterious has dropped a few places since last week, thanks to some brand new tracks entering our chart over the past 7 days. But what are they and where are they placed? Keep listening to find out. In our intro, I told you about the man who announced to his wife that he wanted a divorce thanks to her Snapchat habit. As ridiculous as this sounds, he's actually not the first person to do this. Last year in Saudi Arabia, a man asked his wife for a divorce just 2 hours after their wedding, all because she Snapchatted photos of the ceremony to her friend. The groom was so against having photos of their wedding shared via social media that he had his partner sign a prenuptial agreement which forbade her from doing so. But this wasn't enough to dissuade her, and her Snapchatting habit ended her marriage before it had even begun. So the moral of the story is don't get married, right? Anyway, we've got a celebration of our own to continue with, the matrimony of great songs in Keshi Heads Radio. So I now pronounce that it's time to find out the 9th, 8th, and 7th most popular songs of the past week. Number 9, Jimin's Young Hey. Another track that slipped down from last week, but our Jamie's still in the chart and having a good time, keeping the good vibe, living the good life. 8. Number 8, Wonder Girls with the English version of Be My Baby. From 4th place last week to 8th this week, these girls have dropped down. However, they're still hanging in there with this English version of their popular track. Not bad for a 6-year-old song. 7. Taeyeon's Make Me Love You, reversing the trend we've seen so far. Taeyeon has climbed up the chart 2 places this week. It seems she's managed to make you love her. We'll hear from Taeyeon in a few minutes right after Jimin Park with Young Hey and the Wonder Girls with Be My Baby.
Yeah, we having a good time, giving a good vibe, living a good life.
I can't help it, I'm asking the question. I guess there's no other way for you to just tell me right now. So maybe I should say it out loud. Please be my baby. Make me touch you, not make me touch you. Make me want you, not make me want you. Can't kiss you to touch you, want you. Make me love you.
You're listening to Keshi Heads Top 10 on Keshi Heads Radio with me, Kaylin. If you're wondering how to get involved with this show or any other part of Keshi Heads Radio, then head to keshiheads.co.uk/radio, our newly launched homepage. There you'll find out all about our shows, our schedule, and be able to take part and get your voice on air. Keshi Heads Radio is all about sharing whatever you want with the rest of the Keshi Heads family, so make sure to get involved. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you too, so if you have any messages or suggestions, please send them in via our forum. Don't forget that Keshi Heads Top 10 is totally interactive and you can influence the chart for next week. Your involvement makes this show happen, and it's your votes from the past week that have determined the positions of these next 3 tracks.
6.
Number 6, KARD's Rumor. After topping our chart last week, KARD is back with their brand new track Rumor as their popularity around the world continues to grow. This new release charted on the UK iTunes Top 100. Number 5, IU with Palette. Another brand new entry into our top 10, IU is a record-holding artist, and she continued to slay with the recently released Palette, which not only hit the number 1 spot in all the major music charts in Korea, but also debuted at number 1 in the world album charts. Number 4, Girls' Day with I'll Be Yours. Continuing to hold strong, I'll Be Yours sticks near the top of our chart, only dropping 1 place from last week. We'll listen to Girls' Day right after this week's 2 brand new tracks, KARD's Rumor and IU's Palette.
늦진 않았다고 말해줄래 부탁해 한 번만 더 기회를 줄래 Where you at my love Where you at my love
I like it I'm 25 날 좋아하는 거 알아 Oh I got this I'm truly fine 지금 뭐해 I'll be yours Baby I'll be yours 갖고 싶지 I'll be yours Maybe I'll be yours Wait a minute I'll be yours
We're not going to hang around. We're at the top spot, so let's get straight back into it and find out what tracks have hit the heights of 3rd and 2nd positions.
3
Number 3, Laboom's Hui Hui. Laboom have climbed 2 places since last week, making it into our top 3. And it's been a winning week all around for Hui Hui. Not only is it taking the bronze position in our charts, but the song made it into the number 1 in the coveted Music Bank chart in Korea as well.
2
Number 2, Blackpink's Playing with Fire. Holding firm in 2nd place, Playing with Fire is still burning up our chart for the 2nd week in a row. We'll be playing Blackpink's Fire in a few minutes, right after Laboom's Hui Hui.
시간을 멈춰줘 그 입술로 나라로 나를 데려가 줄래 I miss this kiss My love is on fire Ooh. Now burn baby burn 불달라 oh, 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 oh. My love is on fire Ooh. So don't play with me boy
Uh-oh is right. Not just because my love is on fire, but because we've already reached the end for this week. But just like Blackpink, I'll be back next Sunday with more hot music. If you want to take part and help influence next week's chart, just head to keshiheads.co.uk/radio, click on Keshi Heads Top 10, and then head down to the Cast Your Vote section. There you'll be able to choose your favorite tracks from this week's Top 10 and request new songs to enter into the rankings. Also, please use the forum to leave us any messages and comments you may have, and don't forget, you can also reach us on Twitter at KeshiHeads, KESHIHEADS. Alright, it's time to find out this week's number 1, the most popular track of the week on Keshi Heads Radio.
This week's number 1.
Number 1, KARD with Don't Recall, the hidden version. KARD has done a double-double, 2 songs in our top 10 and 2 weeks at number 1. There doesn't seem to be any stopping these guys at the moment, but you never know what new tracks are around the corner. We'll find out next Sunday if they can hang on to the top spot for 3 weeks running. But for now, we're ending today's show once again with the hidden version of Don't Recall. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye!
Get up on my face, playing with my head. Sick with regrets now, too late to beg now. Shut your mouth, no one can save your life. You let me in the cold, nobody here to want my nights. Now I'm gone and you want to hold me, but I'm good without you, no lie. Don't need you in no more, no, 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 no. All the good that we had in the memories, say I don't recall. Keshi Heads Radio.